Welcome back, guys. Southeast Beach Shop. Got a little bit of an update video for you. Got a little bit further along on the Falclone. Let's go check it out. It's been a while, and a lot of stuff has happened, but it doesn't look like a lot of stuff has happened. However, we have completed the design for the body mounts and fabbed a couple of sets up here. So the back mounts are in, and they also house our roll bar. So, and I've got the roll bar started. The hoop is in, and then the halo is in, which I think are kind of the foundational pieces to really set up everything. So they're in the right location. I think they fit really well. Took my time trying to get those right. Yeah, we're at a good spot there. So next is going to be completing the front body mount. When I call front, there's actually a front, but what I mean is like the front version of the roll cage body mount. So I've got to put one in here, which the front bar is going to come down and connect to. All right, so I'll show you guys how I'm doing these body mounts. And I mean, I think it's turning out pretty good. I think it's turning out really well, actually. So this is what I came up with, or what I've made for body mounts. Kind of scoured the internet and I couldn't find exactly what I needed, so I ended up having to make these. But this is 4x4 tubing, 3/16 inch thick, that I've cut down in 6-inch sections, and then I triangulated out. And this is a 3.5 by 3.5, 3/16. Did the same thing, right? Cut it, triangulate it out. And what's going to happen here is basically the obvious. One side goes to the body on this rocker support, which has got a nice thick piece of steel in it on the side, which the floor pans connect to. So that's where the structural integrity comes from for the body. So we're going to go right to that, and then we're going to go right onto the frame. So these guys, basically, you got to sit down in here just like so. And that will become our hard mount. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a C-clamp and I'm running these things down together nice and tight. So when I weld them, I don't get the flex in there, and they're going to sit nice and flush and flat on these mounts. So these mounts will be tight. And then I'm going to put, I've got 3/8 bolts, or 1/2-inch bolts actually, and I'll put 4 bolts in here for mounting bolts, and then this plate will actually house the front of the roll cage. So I'll weld the roll cage directly onto this plate, so that'll strengthen the whole mounting system as well. So you're getting really strong mount support here to the frame, stiffens the frame, stiffens the body. Roll cage on top of that to stiffen everything else as well, and to be super safe. So this thing's going to be hopefully very safe and really rigid. So let's get going on that. All right, show you a little bit what I'm doing here. You can see, I don't know if you can see, it's pretty dark, but I've ground off to make a good connection with the metal for the weld, and I'm using these little magnetic angle helpers. I don't know what these things are called. I'll have to find the name of them, but they work awesome. I got a couple underneath the plates right now. They're holding it up and in position, and I have that one so I can adjust them side to side so I can get this thing nice and level. And I think we're pretty close. We're pretty close. I have to adjust it again, but let's see. There we go. Adjust a little bit. These little magnets work out great to be able to fine tune your adjustments there. But what we'll do is get that a little bit closer, tack it into place. I think I need to take this one top piece off and adjust it a little bit, trim down on the bottom of it so it sits nice and flush, and we'll get the tacked in. See what we got. That's not too bad, not too shabby. I think those welds will hold just fine. Not my finest work, but it's better than normal. Show you guys a few more things here. So we've got a little ways. We got some stuff done. We got rid of the cross bracing that was in here. You can see kind of the remains of it. I need to clean that up. But cut out the cross bracing that was holding the car together and holding it kind of stable. Now we got the cage in here, and the cage is nice, and it's not fully welded, but it's pretty solid. It's holding it in place. We've got our bolts, and we've got our body mounts. The four body mounts, the main body mounts here, holding everything together securely. So the chassis is nice and tight. Again, working on these back sections. So I'm gonna weld all that up tonight. I'm gonna drill some holes. Oh man, I'm getting old. Drill some holes in these guys. I'm gonna put a couple bolt mounts through there too. So they'll have the roll cage bar coming down. They'll connect in here somewhere. And then I'll have two bolts on each side that'll actually hold the crossbar down on top of those body mounts, or chassis mounts rather. I guess it's, I think I've got enough clearance here. The car is about as low as it's gonna get, you know, as it is right now. I think with the coilover suspension that we'll eventually do, I'm not sure if this is gonna be in the way. And if there's another piece I'm gonna have to put in here to put the shock mounts on and all that. So we'll find out how that goes when we get there. We may have to cut this back out and do something different. Hopefully not, but we still got lots of travel. I think we're good. This will also give me a place to build the flooring out to. So that's next. I can't wait to start doing that. That's I think that's where I'm gonna feel like I'm accomplished something, is once I start seeing some floor in this thing. So I do have the floor, the sheet metal for the floor. I got that today. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some ram board. And I don't know if you guys know what ram board is, but ram board is just a thick cardboard material that used in construction a lot to do floors. You lay it down to do like underlayment of floors. But it works out great to do patterns for your sheet metal work. Tip from my buddy Kyle Voss. Thanks, Kyle. So we're gonna get the ram board out. We'll make some patterns in here, lay it out, see how we want the floor to lay out. And then we gotta do a couple cross beams in the floor. That's what this material is. So it'll go in. I'm not sure exactly where. It'll have to kind of coordinate with where the seat mounts are gonna be, but this is gonna sit basically in here like this, nice and level, nice and flat. Let's see if I can get this in there. Kind of get the picture. It'll lay in there nice and flat, and then I'll create my hump here for the transmission tunnel. I'll probably put another one, these cross members in the back here, and probably another one up here. So at least 2 or 3 of those to really create the floor support. All right, that's it for this one. Still got a lot to do. I guess I'm going to leave you guys with a little montage, just some just me working in the background a little bit. So less talking, more action, right? So hope you enjoy this little montage, and I'll see you next time on Southeast Beach Shop.